Bourbon Street, New Orleans. The bars are shut, the floats are gone, and so are the heaving masses. But did the shutdown come too late?
My name is Brandon Christopher Blake. I live in New Orleans. I was born and raised here. I've done a little traveling, but I haven't been able to get away from New Orleans for more than a year in my entire life, which I'm okay with, you know. Love my city, you know, my family's here, my friends, my church. It's a big part of my life. I guess it's because of Milan neighborhood or something. Yeah. Maybe about 8 blocks from here, 10 blocks from here, something like that. Yeah. I consider myself to be self-employed. You know, I do a lot of odd jobs and things of that nature, and that's getting hard because, well, people don't have the money because they haven't been working to pay somebody to do the things that I would do. And, you know, they don't want contact, they don't want to be around anybody. Everybody's scared. We don't, you know, it's a whole situation of not knowing what to do, when to do it, or how to do it. I work at Bethlehem Lutheran Church on Washington and Drives. I have been a member there all my life. It's more of a family to me than a congregation, I guess you'd say, because I have a very strong relationship with just about all the members, you know, especially the pastor. Me and him real good. It's affected the church, whereas we haven't had service in, over 6 months, 8 months, something like that. But we had just started a meal program at the church, and I get a lot of satisfaction about from helping with the meals and giving them out to the community. You know, we were dropping meals off by members' houses in the areas, and you know, just trying to do a part, let them know we still care and we're still here.
What gets you out of bed these days?
Open my eyes and hoping I can do something for somebody else. If it's going to the store for a neighbor, if it's helping with meals at the church, just trying to make anybody's day a little brighter, and that makes mine a lot brighter.
The governor and the president also said that mortality numbers are now showing that African Americans are dying at a higher rate from the coronavirus than the rest of the population, both nationally and especially here in Louisiana.
New Orleans is a place where a lot of black men don't grow to a ripe old age, and to see that number being cut, you know, so drastically, because it's just tearing, you know, it's all over the community. You know, every neighborhood, every block you go into, someone knows 10 people that have passed. You know, and some, you know, can even call a lot higher number than that. I lost one uncle to corona, another uncle to other health related problems, numerous friends, you know, who had mostly, I think, had pre-existing conditions that were complicated by corona, and they didn't, you know, never recovered. Well, my Uncle Lionel, he was OBGYN for maybe 30, 35 years. And he had retired and came back home to New Orleans and was doing great, him and his wife. And when corona, when it hit the city, it hit the nursing home, well, not the retirement home. He was staying in pretty hard, and they lost, I'm not even sure the number, but it was, last time I heard, it was over 30 people at that one place that died from it. And yeah, I don't know, his wife told me when they came, got him, and brought him to the hospital, she couldn't go with him. She had to, let him go on his own and, talk to him and stuff like that when she could, because they wouldn't let anybody in the hospital unless it was some other, major medical situation. She couldn't be at her husband's side, as he dealt with it and died. And I know that hurt her. And, we all would have liked to have seen him before that, or, he had called me like the weekend before to check on me and my mother. And he was in good spirits and sounded great, and like all other conversations, it was just good to hear from him. And hearing he was in good spirits, and not a week later, he was gone.
I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me.
I think Katrina taught me some lessons, and what I grasped from it is that, you have to be self-reliant. You have to, you can't wait for the government to figure out what you got to do. You got to figure out, okay, they're saying stay in large, in small groups. They're saying wear a mask. They're saying wash your hands. I mean, all that makes sense. All that is good stuff, but during dealing with Katrina, it was 5 women, 5 kids, 2 other men, and a dog. And both our outwells, houses right next door to each other. But we fed the neighborhood while we were doing it. During Katrina, I saw bodies floating. I saw, you saw all kind of stuff you wish you didn't see. I was walking down Carrollton in about maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet of water. And this guy comes up in a boat. And he asks, is there anybody that's hurt or injured that needs to get out of here? And I knew this lady, and she had fell and hurt her shoulder or broke her collarbone, but she was injured. And I had talked to her maybe earlier that day, and I tried to direct him to where the house was, and he still wasn't, understanding my directions. And he said, well, just come on, jump on the boat. So I jumped on the boat, and there's 3 guys on the boat. There's one driving, and he has a pistol on his hip. There's another, he's just standing on the boat, telling him where to go or whatever, and he's got a pistol. And there's another guy standing on the back with a shotgun. And I'm walking around, I got, I don't know what I'm gonna face out in the streets and the water and all this craziness and confusion. I got 2 meat cleavers in my back, 1 in each back pocket. And I jump on the boat, and now these 3 men are standing up. I'm sitting down on the boat, and they tell me, relinquish my weapons. I don't know you guys. You have guns. I'm sitting down. I'm not making any fast movements. I'm just going to show you where this lady is. And you want me to give up my weapons. But all 3 of y'all got guns, and they're real close to where you can shoot me, and so I jumped off the boat and told him where to go. And he went, he found the lady, and as he was coming back, he's standing on the front of the boat, and he doesn't see this cement pylon in the ground. And he's coming across this parking lot, has no idea the pylon's there, and he's standing there, and I guess he's doing his best George Washington crossing the Delaware impersonation. And he hits that pylon, he flips in the water, and I laughed so loud, I know he could hear me 2 blocks down. I mean, it was priceless. Katrina wasn't this long. It was only, the storm hit, you had flooding, and eventually the water went down and they started cleaning up the city. But this is just, it's not ending. It's not going away as easily. There was a start and an end to Katrina, The difference with this is you can't take care of anybody because you can't be around anybody. Usually for Thanksgiving I deep fried turkeys. I usually do about sometimes 12, 15 turkeys. Not doing the one this year. No big family gatherings. Unfortunately, it's really affecting the African American community head on. Out of the people I've known that have passed, I think the ones I personally knew, all of them were black. I know a few Caucasian people that have had it and they're okay. They recovered, they, made it through. Not anyone black that I know has had it and okay. If you had it, at this point, it seems like it's pretty much all, a death sentence. I know at least easy 10 people that, have died from corona this year. And there may be more that I didn't know that corona was the cause of that death. What has been lost? Just the sense of belonging, the sense of being part. It's hard to be a part of something when you got to do everything from home. I love my church. I love my pastors preaching, but I love the fellowship with my church members. I love to sit around and share a meal and talk to people who I love. Thanksgiving has changed. I did several barbecues this year, and most of them were like 4 people. It's not big, gigantic parties anymore. It's real limited. We have to social distance now. It's the new normal. Well, and you got to look at it, it's like, this is the new normal, and this is what we have to do now, but if it never goes back to the old normal, then this is just how we have to live.